Okay, good. Welcome, everybody. I can see that there are a lot of people today from different areas of the world. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to talk about prioritization, a very important topic. But first of all, my name is Anna. I'm a customer experience consultant at Cemantica, and here with me is Blurta. She's a customer success manager, and she will run a very nice demo with Cemantica in order to see live how the prioritization work in our platform. So prioritization, it's a big, big topic. Today, we are going to share the fundamentals. We cannot cover everything, but please, if you want to go deeper, if you have a lot of questions, if you are checking how to implement in your organization, feel free to contact us at info@cemantica.com, and we can have a dedicated session with you in order to go over your specific needs and try to fulfill and show you how Cemantica can help you in order to succeed in your customer experience initiatives. Okay, very good. Let's first review the agenda that we have for today. First of all, we are going to put together some fundamentals in order to ensure that we are speaking the same language. Then Blerta will do the demo so we can see it live, how all the pieces play out together. Then I will do some recap. I'm going to go over the hot topics from my point of view. And then, of course, we will have some minutes in order to review all your questions. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to share them in the chat or to write them in the Q&A space that you have here in Zoom, and then we can go over all of them. Okay? Very good. So let's go directly to the topic. Let's start from the fundamentals. So before talking about prioritization, I want to start by sharing that you know that when you want to implement a customer experience practice, or how it's called today, a journey management framework, there are different areas that you need to take into consideration. First of all, you need to think about your strategy, to refine your strategy. Take a look at your strategy, what you want the experience to be for your customers. So you need to reflect on the customer promise, on the different initiatives, and make sure that you align your mission, your vision with your customer promise and the values that you want to promote to your customers. Then you need to play with understand your customers, understand the needs, expectation, and frustration. Here we are talking about the personas, how you are going to group your customers, your customer types. Then once you have clear view of who your customer is, then you can start by designing the experience with your customers by using the journey mapping tool. You can, design or understand the current pain points that you have today, but you can always also design the future experience that you want to provide, okay? Then after designing the experience, you can move to the execution. And this is the topic that we have for today. So nothing is going to change in your organization if you don't move from design to execution. So this transition, it's very important in the organization in order to also ensure that the initiatives that you are implementing are really addressing the customer friction. Then once you have this in place, then of course you need to measure. So in Cemantica, in our platform, you can embed VOC data, but also your business KPI in order to ensure and really to validate with real data that your initiatives are improving not only the customer experience, but also the business KPIs, the revenue that you are providing to the organization or the cost that you are saving to the organization. And then last but not least is the culture piece. This is very important and normally when you are implementing this type of programs, you have these areas that we talked before, but then you can have a learning program inside in parallel in order to ensure that the organization is embedding this customer first mindset. So Cemantica can help you in all these different areas with our consulting services, with our learning services. But today we are going to show you the best practices when doing the prioritization in order to move to execution, and also how all these pieces can be implemented in our journey management tool, which is Cemantica. Good. So let me start with this funnel that I love, and we call it the execution funnel. So when we are talking about prioritization, normally we start, or people should start, or people start with the opportunities, solutions, and projects. But in reality, you need to start from the beginning, thinking about the persona. Who is your persona and for whom you are going to create your journeys. So you start the prioritization by selecting the persona. Then with the help of the Journey Atlas, you can decide on the customers that you are going to design. And then what you can do is for the customer journeys, you can start prioritizing the pain points. What are the most common, the more important customer frictions? And then as you see in the funnel, you can move to opportunities, solutions, and actions. So this is what we are going to discuss today, okay? This flow, how it goes with Cemantica. But first of all, let's align on what an opportunity is from a best practice perspective. And I like here to be very hands-on, okay? So an opportunity describes an initiative that helps address a particular pain point or frustrations in your customer journey. So it represents what you need to do in order to address a specific pain point or a customer friction. In Cemantica, you can manage your opportunities at the journey level, as Berta will show us afterwards, or across different journeys. So it's the place where you can have your backlog of opportunities, your list of opportunities that you can reuse for your journeys or across different journeys, okay? This is one of the key differences between using Cemantica or using other whiteboard tools as Miro, Mural, this type of tools, okay? So when you are creating your opportunity, once you have your panel with all the opportunities, then you can start your flow and working with them. First of all, you can review and enrich the opportunities. For example, you can group them in order to take a look at all the opportunities together for a same topic, or you can group them in order to assign accountability. These opportunities are going to be for marketing, these are going to be for sales, okay? And then you can manage them at the department level. Then you can do a prioritization, and I'm going to talk about the prioritization. And then, of course, this is a cycle. So you can always get back to the opportunities, follow up on them, and continue the cycle, reviewing and enriching the opportunities and doing more prioritization. Let's talk about the prioritization now that we can do with the opportunities, okay? What you need to do in order to address a customer pain point. There are different ways to prioritize the opportunities. The first one, and I would say the most fast one, or the quickest one, is to mark the opportunities that are quick wins. It means that those opportunities should go directly to execution. I even don't need to do a prioritization because these are quick wins, okay? I can have it as soon as possible. Then in Cemantica, you can mark the opportunities that are linked to moments of truth, the relevant interactions in the journey that can make or break the customer experience, okay? So you can mark also the moments of truth in order to focus on that specifically opportunities. And then you can rate the opportunities based on customer benefit or business value, okay? We'll always try to keep this concept in mind, the value that you are providing to the customers, but also reflect on the value that you are providing to the business. And then once you have this, then you can do a simplified prioritization. Okay, I want to keep it simple and only mark the opportunities in terms of low priority, medium, or high priority. Okay, very simple. Once we have our top opportunities, we are here in the funnel, we need to start ideating solutions. The solution helps you to define your business case before moving to execution with projects, okay? So if the opportunity represents what you need to do, the solutions represent how you will address this specific pain point. So normally you create solutions for your top opportunities. And then normally also you are discussing the solutions with a different team. When you are talking about the opportunities, you are normally still in the design process with the design team. When you are talking ideating solution or prioritizing solutions, you are talking with, perhaps you need to invite to the room digital team, IT, process team, okay, in order to help you define how you are going to address these opportunities, these solutions, sorry. So this is the phase of ideation and definition. As I mentioned, probably you need to invite more people. Then once you have the solution, you need to do a validation from all the different solutions. You need to do a deeper prioritization because you need to ensure that the projects that you are going to execute are the ones that will provide more value to the customers, but also to the business. And again, here in Cemantica, you can manage the cycle of the solutions. You can manage the status and ensure which solutions are managed, which ones are new. So you need to do prioritization, which ones are in progress, which ones are stuck. You are totally flexible in order to manage this life cycle. Now, let me focus on how you can do a prioritization within the solutions, okay? So as I mentioned before, here with the solution, you need to conduct a deeper prioritization mechanism. And in Cemantica, you have embedded a cost-benefit analysis based on these 8 parameters. So here on the left side, you can find 4 parameters linked to benefits. And here on the right side, some parameters linked to costs. Okay, so based on this criteria, Cemantica automatically is going to provide you with this visualization with the cost-benefit analysis for you in an easy way to quickly understand which solutions are quick wins, so you can move them directly to execution, which ones are complex projects. It means that you need to allocate budget or resources, or the solutions that you need to avoid because the cost is high and the benefit is low, or the solutions that are nice to have. Okay, so this is how Cemantica can help you move from the design area, from the journeys, to really help you understand what are the projects, the solutions that you need to implement that will give more value to the business and to the customers. Okay, good. So without further delay, Berta, if you want, you can start with the demo and let's see how all of this play out in Cemantica.
All right. Okay. Can you see my screen okay, Anna?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, perfect. So today we'll go through a map that was created with Alex, our AI. And here we have our Master Cook journey map with 2 personas. We'll go over John today. And John will be purchasing some cooking products from the Master Cook company. So here at the top, we can see some different elements. We see the perceived sentiment, global NPS, global CSAT, and this is all from all the connected data that we have with the map. Then let's move over to the journey and the main components. So we see here the stages. So we have awareness, research, purchase, delivery, and so on. Some stage descriptions, customer actions here. And then moving into the interactions, this is where we see all of the main touch points that the customer, that John in this case, goes throughout this journey as he's doing his purchasing. And we see here the main route and also the alternative route that John follows as he goes through this process. And then you can also see here the perceived sentiment and also the actual sentiment that comes from connecting this data. And all of this is visible and visualized here in the sentiment map, where we can kind of see the perceived sentiment of John and also the actual sentiment from him to give us an idea of where we fall short in what stages, and then where we are doing well in this life cycle. And all of this, of course, connects to the pain points. Like you see here, all of these are pain points visualized and that were created with Alex AI. And it shows like really nicely the personas that are associated with these pain points. You can see here the status and also here the priority. So we can kind of have a little bit of prioritization starting from here, from the pain points. So the priority here is low, for example, and then we see the status here, it's in progress. And then we can further, enrich this this card also. And then we also see here the pain points are associated with specific journey maps, specific opportunities, solutions, and so on, to tie everything together so everything is sort of like circular. Now, from the pain points that we see here, Alex can further help us enrich the map. So you can, if you have any documentation, any notes that maybe you have internally with your team, you can add and drop those files here, and Alex will take all of that information and further enrich your map with that data. Okay. Then if you click on the three dots with Alex, you can generate opportunities and also ideate solutions from your pain points. It's really easy and nicely done here. It will take those ideated solutions and opportunities directly into those specific lanes to help you then further like validate those opportunities and then move into solutions. So let's go further here down. So here we are in the opportunities lane. And here at first glance, again, from these opportunity cards, that opportunities basically are generated from the pain points. So what we see here and how we can improve on specific pain points. You can see the status again and also the priority here. And as well, you can add a customer value and a business value. And all of this is to help you further validate and prioritize these opportunities to know what you want to work on and what solutions you want to bring up to then solve for your pain points. So again, here you can add tags like Anna mentioned before. So your quick wins, moments of truth, and so on. And very nicely here, you can see that these opportunities are linked to what journey maps, insights, solutions, and everything. So once you actually go back and circle back and update your status for opportunities, solutions, and so on, you can kind of see what's been completed and then how that has actually impacted the map, and then further how that has impacted also the customer sentiment. Again, here from the opportunities lane, you have the option to further enrich the map with more opportunities. So you can definitely add more. You can drop some files here if you have opportunities lying around. Things that you have maybe researched with your team, you can add that here, and it will further enrich the map. Now, obviously, it's very important to add statuses, priority to your opportunity, because it really allows you to validate this internally with your team to really know what solutions you will prioritize and what you'll work on. So going into the solutions here in Cemantica, here, like you see the solution cards, let's click on one. Alex has created a really nice description, and we can further add, again, a status here. We can add a rating, and this is what Anna mentioned before, the cost benefit analysis. And here is for the customer side rating and then the business side rating. So you want to really sort of see and add these stars based on how the customer will be affected, what that looks like from the customer side, and then also what that means for the business. So cost-wise, complexity-wise, time frame-wise. And Cemantica will put this into different buckets for you. So you can have quick wins, which again, you don't really need to prioritize because these can happen very quickly and be solved quickly. You can have complex projects, maybe projects to avoid, and so on. So this really allows you to then further move into, when you move into the execution portion, to really see what you want to work on and what you want to tackle on first. So moving over here to this view, you can filter your solution by journey, but then you can also filter by group, for example, and this is to assign accountability. So let's say that we want to filter by marketing. We want to see the solutions that the marketing department is focusing on. We have all these solutions here, and you can further filter by maybe even types. So you want to see, your nice to haves or your quick wins, to really hone down and dive into the more granular level of what you want to work on. Then in Cemantica, you also have this really nice graph here, which is the cost benefit graph, to further show you what solution falls where. So for example, here we have some quick wins, and then we have our complex projects. You can kind of like see what solutions you want to avoid, what's nice to have, to really know what your team where your team wants to put your effort, or what projects and what solutions really would, how they would benefit your customers, and then how they would benefit the business, to really know what to prioritize and what effort to put forth and where. Okay. So Anna, back to you.
Very good, Roberta. Thank you very much. I can see that, let me share my screen first of all. I can see that there are many questions regarding the AI, so regarding Alex. So yes, we will take at the end, we will take a look at the questions, and then we will try to answer most of them. But before that, let's recap on what we learned during this session. First of all, that when we are doing a prioritization, we need to take a look not only what is the value for the customers, but also the value for the business. That's why Berta showed us that in the opportunities, you have the ability to rate customer value, but also business value. Okay, these two parameters, you always need to take it into consideration. The second learning, the second takeaway is that you need to follow a methodology, a process to manage and analyze the list of opportunities and solutions, because with time, the list becomes longer and longer, and then in the organization, you are playing with different Excel files. So here in Cemantica, you can have your single point of truth with all the opportunities, with all the solutions, and everybody contributing here in one single platform. The next one is that we always recommend to provide value as soon as possible to the business. So that's why you can tag and use the quick wins. Okay, let me put it, to put the quick wins or moments of truth, to try to find this way or providing value as soon as possible, because today with this changing world, at the end of the day, one project that takes 2 years, who knows what is going to happen in 2 years, okay? That's why we always have this mindset of providing value and provide value as soon as possible. Then please, if you want to know more, if you want to go deeper into prioritization or with the AI, because there are tons of questions about AI, please contact us at info@cemantica.com. If you want to explore further, or if you want to have a dedicated demo, only specifically for your needs and your company and your industry. Okay, so now let's go to the questions. Let me see. Okay, first question, Berta, I think you can take this one. Do you have capabilities to generate opportunities or solutions with Alex AI? Can you summarize a little bit what we saw?
Yes, of course. So you can generate opportunities directly with Alex from the pain point. So if you click on a pain point, like I showed you on the 3 dots on the pain point, you can actually ideate opportunities and solutions directly from the pain point. And then further with Alex, you can enrich those opportunity solutions lane with files that you might have internally just by dropping the file. You might have an Excel file, a PDF file, whatever you have, and just drop the file in there. Alex will take that information and then just add it in the specific stages that it needs to go into. It does a really good job of that. We've heard really great feedback from our customers. So I definitely invite you to maybe open a trial and try it out and really see for yourself.
Yes, this is what I was going to suggest, that you can go to cemantica.com and open a trial and you can test it by yourself. There is another question regarding the sources that Alex is using in order to provide the information.
Yeah, so Alex uses the obviously the information that you're giving it. So in the prompt and also in the reference files that you're giving, it also uses industry data as well to enrich your maps and really take into account the industry that you're in, the profile that you're in order to build your maps. So it's sort of like targeted generation of information. It's not like
I like that.
Generic.
Yes. No, I definitely like it, because some customers share that they use Alex as a source of inspiration. So it's not only taking into consideration the information that you are pulling from your different systems, from the different files, but also getting inspired from what's happening in your industry. So that's very nice. I think we have time for another question. It's again about Alex. And here they are asking if Alex it's able to create journeys. How can Alex support you when creating journeys of persona? If there is any capability on that?
Yes, absolutely. So Alex can create a persona for you directly by you prompting it, and also including a reference file. So you can have maybe notes, details, maybe bullet points, and you can upload that information as a reference point. And also the same thing with creating journey maps. You can prompt Alex to create a journey map with as much detail as you can. The more detail you give it, the better the outcome. And also now we just released the opportunity to add reference files, which does a really good job of working simultaneously with the prompting in order to create a really nice, a very sort of well enriched map. So yeah, definitely Alex can shorten your time. Obviously, we of course always take a look at the outcome just to make sure that there's no hallucinations happening there. But the outcomes are really great. What it's producing, it's really accurate. It does a really good job. So.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. The last question, it's about prioritization. So they are saying that if they need to go over the full funnel in order to get to the solutions. I can take this one if you want. So, Cemantica is flexible, okay? So you can start with the journey maps and then focus on opportunities, and then forget about solutions, project, and actions that we haven't covered during this lesson. So help you to start simple, but then have all the pieces in order to help you grow, okay? And then move further in your journey management platform. And then in Cemantica, you can go from the opportunities to the solutions. You can skip the opportunities and go directly to the solution. It's pretty flexible, so it's up to you how you want to work with that. So the best way to discuss it and make a decision is to have a session and then see how you are working in the organization, and then we can help you in order to make the best decision on how to implement Cemantica in your organization. Okay, very good. I see that we have more questions, but we are on time. So we can get back to you If you have the questions, please contact us at info@cemantica.com, and we will be happy to have a dedicated demo for you to go over your specific needs. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson and at least learn one or two things, and see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.